Picture this. You've lost everything to a crypto scam. The man who promised to change your life vanished. Then came back with a new scam with the same lies. That man is Stephen McCullah. Today we're breaking down his latest performance. MAM#9, the Grape. And it's not spelt G-Rape. It is spelt GRAP3.com. We'll show you line by line how he twists the truth. Well, more than twisting, but you might remember his past projects: Apollo blockchain, Knox Wire, LunaOne, the list goes on. And the all-time favorite was the $29,000 he raised on Kickstarter so that he could go and hunt for live dinosaurs and dog-sized spiders in the Congo. Yes, had a lot of fun doing videos about that. So LunaOne has actually taken $11,000 people's monies, and they've all been left with a bunch of worthless tokens, as they do when people pump and dump. Now he's turning the same play again. Brand new, but the same script. He's talking about fake funding, mystery developers, and AI that builds app out of thin air. Yes, you can sit there and use voice commands to build apps. Boom! Imagine this, building an app. I want an app that identifies all the scammers on the planet for Danny de Hek and the Avengers. And it goes away and creates you an app and it comes back to you just like that. That's what he's proposing to do. And of course, the famous mainnet coming next week. Well, do you know there's a saying that says tomorrow never comes? And that's so true. We've heard about it all for months, Stephen, but now accountability is what we're asking you to do. Prove something. Stop talking. In fact, shut up and say something. In this live stream, I'm going to debunk every claim in AMA9. We'll cover the $100 million worth of liquidity myth and make believe free zone and the fantasy that Grape will be the iPhone of crypto. You'll see contradictions, you'll see lies, but you'll see how he keeps fooling new investors with recycled scams. And by the end of it, you understand exactly how his pattern works and how to spot it before you lose your money. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's start exposing the lies. Now, I've been extremely busy over the last few days. I've actually had to prepare 2 court documents. Well, not court documents. I've put in a motion to dismiss. Now, I'm no lawyer. And putting a motion to dismiss in was doing my head in, but we've managed to get it filed in the state of Orange County court records, and it's been pretty cool. And I think we've done a bloody good job of it. And that is another scam that we've been busting for we believe $500 million have been lost to people who have invested in a company called Goliath Ventures, Inc. Now, we will be doing a whole video about the motion to dismiss and why we've done it, or why I've done it, and explaining that to people. We're not backing down, but we just don't feel they've done things correctly. And I think it's important for people to understand our game plan. And when I say our, myself and the Avengers, we have a lot of discussions, but at the end of the day, it really is me who's throwing myself in front of these busts. But this scam is getting big, and it's going to be a game changer for me as an investigative journalist that go after people that are running or promoting Ponzi schemes and scams. So please stay tuned. Now, people send me messages every day and they say, how can I help you? Well, money helps me fight these scams. Currently have 5 active court cases going. 3 of them in Pakistan have all been merged into one. So technically I have 1, but initially I received, I got served twice, even though I found out later there was 3 court cases, but unfortunately they've all been merged into one. And that's because I'm taking on the software houses in Pakistan. And if you want to communicate with me, you'll see that my LinkedIn profile was pretty rampant. We've got a lot of really good information in there to help the Pakistani people. So with the 3 court cases in Pakistan that have been merged into one, we're actually fighting for the people. Because if you don't know anything about the software houses, we've got Americans that are getting scammed from Pakistan, people in Pakistan, and people who have set up their offices in around the world. A lot of them in Texas, in America, and they are basically using slave labor, promising their workers, high wages, and not paying them. Literally, some people have been kidnapped, families held to ransom. Lots of terrible things happen to the Pakistani people. So we're actually fighting for the Pakistani people that are working in these software houses, forced to do work, just like the human trafficking compounds. Now, I don't know if you've been following Erin West lately, but just the KK Park is one of the compounds that she's been following, and she's been there a couple of times. They've just released a whole lot of people from KK Park, and that's the sort of stuff that really makes myself smile and the Avengers smile. But a lot of these scams that we are fighting may look small, but they're actually coming out of these human trafficking compounds. So that's one thing. So Erin West is doing an amazing job there, but we're actually going after, these companies that have set up companies within America, China, Australia, and they've asked people who have migrated to those countries to set up companies. And then they're all being ran by these scam houses that got raided back in 2021. Anyway, they've decided, as Nimbawani is the guy that's come after me, claiming defamation, as they always do. But really what they're trying to do is silence me. So it's a wee bit daunting. I've got a wall. I've just added a new one on my wall today. You can't see my wall, unfortunately, but I've got a wall behind me of all these court cases that people are trying to do. So hopefully the court case in Pakistan is pending. Causes me a lot of grief, takes a lot of my time and energy, and that's why you don't see me very often. The other one is there's a guy in Queens, he says he's based in, I forget where he's based, but anyway, he's basically said he wants a blog removed of my website. And so I basically had to I've spent 3 days solid writing a affidavits explaining to the courts what the predicament is there, and some major thing happened last night, which means I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we'll keep you informed if it does happen. And then obviously we've got this one in Orange County, which I've had to write a motion to dismiss. But in saying that, all this stuff that I do and these affidavits that I prepare, it actually makes me more lethal, meaning I'm more educated on how the legal system works. One day I'll probably try to become a lawyer so I can represent myself, because you just have to learn a lot of stuff. But this all started way back, and this is Stephen McCullah. Now, Stephen McCullah didn't like what I said and called it defamation as well. And he actually tried to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for 3.85 million. And he finished up after he's put up a lot of content about me. So the Danny de Hek facts, the fake journalist, the Danny de Hek facts, another YouTube channel, another blog website. I don't know if he's connected to this guy, but all the videos have got similar imagery. And then just recently, he's also set up dehek.co. And this is his way of discrediting me. Now, what's really funny about this, people are looking at this information, and the court case that's here local was actually reading this information like it was factual and quoting it to the judge, saying that I used to be a supporter of OneCoin. So people are reading this and using this, trying to use this in the courtroom as credible evidence. But the real strange thing, just using this one for example, the author of this information is theoretically meant to be me. So we've pleaded with a lot of these platforms and asked them to remove the information, and it just becomes a full-time exercise removing this. But this one here is actually quite comical. So if we went to, let's say, this website, we've actually got another website which I didn't have open, and this one's called Danny de Hek with 2 E's, Danny de Hek with 2 E's.com. And this is another website set up. Now, these websites are all set up by Stephen McCullah. Now, how do I know this? Well, he's admitted to it. As you do. He's told me, this is the email. You can pause the computer and read the dribble, but he's This kind of thing is beneath you. I'm all for catching scammers, but you're extremely misinformed. I am the opposite of a scammer. This is how he texts me, because he's texted me. But on the bottom here, it says, this is what I suggest. Take down your videos and I'll tell people that have done videos on you, and the links that affect your reputation will be removed, like Dan's Road for Riches. Now, Dan Roads for Riches actually sold his YouTube channel, so Dan Roads for Riches told us once we tracked him down. And he said, and fakejournalist.net. So fakejournalist.net was actually another website that we have actually taken down. But since then, we've found this YouTube channel called Fake Journalist, and the actual channel name is actually Fake Journalists. But you can see here that he's actually updated the domain name to Danny de Hek with the two E's. So whoever set up Danny de Hek with the two E's.com is also in charge of this YouTube channel. And you can read all about it. It's quite, I find it quite comical. They sort of think it's, I don't know what they think. I can't assume. But anyway, then you've got other email addresses in here, which are from other people. I don't know. But anyway, so here's a full confession from Stephen, claiming that he set up. Now, when we went to court with Stephen, we actually printed out the 100 what he claimed journalists, but they're actually sponsored articles that he paid $92 for to get on all these websites, and we used it against him in the courtroom. Unfortunately, the judge didn't actually really get a chance to start the whole process, but we were well prepared. We had a 217-page affidavit showing all the evidence of the things that Stephen has done. Now, you would think a guy that says I am the opposite to a scammer, admitting that he has set up websites to discredit me, is actually quite comical, you know. But anyway, people, as I say, how can they support? People say, well, how can I support you? Well, what you can do to support me is you can join my YouTube channel. You can go to my website and you can click support me. There's also, I've just added another button on my website here on the right-hand side where it says make a donation, and you can do it in crypto if you like. Money helps me fight these scammers, and I spent 3 days, I got a lot of help, but at the end of the day, I did spend 3 days putting together the court documents for this one in Queenstown, and now the guy's admitted that he's actually done wrong. And it's like, I've just spent 3 days answering this guy's and making sure that I've got every T crossed and every I dotted, and now he's wasted 3 days of my time, and it looks like it's just trying to shut me up. So I'm going to do, once that court case is over and we hear whatever, I'll do a whole story about it, because it's interesting. Because a lot of people praise me and they go, hey, Danny, good on you for speaking out. And I really thank people who say that. And yes, I could sit here and sit on my hands and sit here and go, I'd like to tell you something, but I don't want my name mentioned. I could be anonymous. So I could sit here and go that Stephen McCullah is one of the dirtiest, most disgusting players out there promoting Ponzi schemes and scams for his lifestyle. People tell me, oh, you went over the line when you mentioned his new wife's name. And I go, did I? Did I really? Look, these guys have taken money from families. They have taken money from mum and dad investors, and that's who I defend. Now, if somebody wants to marry a scammer, and we can find out where Stephen lives. Now, Stephen has lived in South Africa for 4 years, so he said in his own words here. And as I said in one of my videos, he's probably divorced and trying to get visitation right with his kids. Next minute I hear, no, he's been remarried, and here's his wife, Ashley McCullah. So we've found where she works. And in my blog, you can actually go through and click on the link and see where that she works. Now, anyone that was investigating, so I had a guy stalking me recently because he's trying to serve me some papers. I went into a mate's shop yesterday, and the guy turns up with more papers that aren't even court documents, just papers to harass me. And this guy's stalking me. So I found him, and there he is. And I'm trying to get his last name because we've trespassed him from the shop. And he tries to drive his car over me because I'm standing in front of the car asking him what's his last name so we can trespass him formally. And he just tries to drive over me. Amazing. But anyway, different story. But what this guy's done, he sat outside my friend's place waiting for me to visit my friend. This was 10 days ago. He's stalking me. And I'm thinking, well, what extent do these scammers go to try to stop me? And just for shits and giggles, the piece of paper that the scammer was from Goliath Ventures Inc. And it was what they were basically offering us. They were offering me $150,000 in a roundabout way that if I removed my content, they would negotiate out of court. So they've been trying to silence me, and I'll have to do a video about that. But the way that they've showed it, they were, they were claiming that some scammer, which has contacted them and bribed them and said, "Give me $50,000 now, and I'll get Danny to take down all his videos. And then when he takes down all his videos, you need to pay me $150,000." And they wrote to me basically saying that they would entertain the idea or something in those words. I haven't got the document in front of me, so don't quote me. And it's just my opinion. But my point is, these scammers, you see me doing these videos, you see me coming after Stephen, and you see me going after, his wife. I'm not going after his wife. I'm just telling you where the wife has her business, because any good person that wants to get their money back might be able to follow them around and, find out where Stephen is. Because we want Stephen. We don't want the friggin' wife. But finding these people stalk me. I am always looking over my shoulder. That's how I live my life. But people say, how can I support you? Well, you can support me by joining my YouTube channel. I counted that up that I have 12 people who actually have joined my YouTube channel. I'm not doing it for the money, but I do need money to defend myself. I can't spend 3 days, writing out an affidavit, showing the evidence that I have, showing the open source intelligence that I gathered on the scammer, and then putting it all together for a court case, and then the guy's just trying to silence me. What he's hoping I was doing is he's hoping I wouldn't spend 3 days preparing myself for a court case. This isn't Stephen. This is not Stephen. This is another guy in Queenstown. But I spent 3 days defending a blog. Someone suggested I just remove the blog and it would go away. And I go, I can't. This guy was impersonating a company so that he could get a job. He was writing testimonials and pretending he was a company. And then now he's admitted that he did it because he was mentally ill. But the guy is relentless, because he's set up another website that no one knows about, that we know about, and he's still doing the same false claims, and he's still doing the same thing. He's a leopard. These scammers don't change their spots. So, all due respect, there's always a method to my madness. I try to do things as perfect as I can, and I pretty much have I have great intel, I have great backing, I have great support, and I don't just speak words. I don't make shit up, okay? So when you see me naming somebody's wife, you can criticize me, because you may not understand that I've been chasing this guy for 3 or 4 years. He's stolen millions of dollars worth of people's money. He's a disgusting bottom feeder. And when you scam people and you take money from people's life savings, everything's off the books. If you associate with these scammers, so I've got people who have taken joyrides in Lear jets, claiming they're just going out for a holiday. They invited, and there was a spare seat, and I'm going along. Well, everything's off the table. If you're going to hang out with a scammer, if you're going to marry a scammer, I'm going to find you. And I'm going to try to find your location. I'm going to find your phone numbers. I'm going to find where your children go to school. So this morning, we got some photos of a yellow Lamborghini dropping the kids off to school. Christopher looking a bit, Christopher Diego looking a wee bit worn out. So, yeah, we get intel all the time, but we're going to use that intel to inform governments of your location, where you're doing. So 3 of our scammers have now got themselves to Dubai. There's meant to be an investors meeting coming up on the 23rd. Why have 3 of Goliath Ventures Inc.'s corporates gone to Dubai? It just goes on. This isn't about that, but I'm going to do more videos about the other stuff because I know I have a lot of people in Orlando who are watching my videos, and yeah. So I just stuffed up there. Let's put that back down. There we go. Alrighty, so let's get stuck into this. So first of all, let me introduce you to Stephen. And this is the AMA. And this is the disgusting individual. This is a guy that will steal your money for his own lifestyle. This is the guy that moved his family to South Africa and then had all the machinery confiscated by a company called Zambezi Gold, because he didn't pay his bills, he didn't have his licenses, and he owed them a lot of money. And they actually funded him to go to South Africa. So he even had videos claiming he had 2 armored vehicles. This is the guy that has gone hunting for live dinosaurs and dog-sized tarantulas in the Congo. This is when he was 23, he raised $29,000. He also went to raise another, I think it was $75,000 or $150,000 on a Kickstarter campaign for a game called Gold Inc., where people who played the game were going to get paid in real gold. Apollo FinTech is the name of the company that he claims. Knox Wire is another thing he's been doing. Now, he claims that when you invest in Knox Wire or Apollo FinTech, that your investment is gold backed. Now, I don't know if you have need a rocket or a degree or a science degree to know that when somebody claims that something is gold backed, that means that you've got enough money in gold to cover everyone's investment. But when you have no proof of that, it just gets more and more ridiculous. This is what Stephen McCullah has said to people. So I call him out on it. I stalk him, if you want to use a better word. Well, when I say stalk him, I watch everything he does. So we've had messages come in from his own channel just yesterday. Is it channel? Was it WhatsApp? Oh no, it was this one here. So we've got, I will read a couple of comments that came in from his own channel, because he hasn't done the AMAs for 10 days. And this is what he said to his community. I think I've got this right. Here it is. Let's have a listen. No, it might not read. Why isn't it read? 1 second, please, call it. I have to read it. This will be bad. Guys, we're going to have to delay this week's AMA. We've been attacked by a parasite, the name Danny de Hek. And we have been working to reach out to relevant authorities to get him stopped. We'll keep you informed about MAM. I might move it to the coming Monday. And then the person's right back says, seems like you've upset him, Danny. No, I don't think we can have delays, but the matter went to authorities in more than one jurisdiction, and we should hopefully see a rest to this whole chain of, I don't even know how to say this word, parasites. So that, sorry, I didn't read properly. I'm just had to test my reading device because it might not work on that. Let's have a listen.
Debunking.
Yeah, that works. All right, so we're back to normal. So yeah, so that's what we've heard from Stephen. So he's trying to stop the parasites. Now, what he's done, I won't say the name of the YouTuber, but there is a YouTuber out there that has over 4 million subscribers, and we're doing all right, having a good yarn at the moment. He threatened this YouTuber that if he publishes anything, that he will be liable. So good luck with that one, Stephen. It's just unreal. But anyway, the stuff that these guys try to do to stop us, but why don't they? Hey, Violet, nice to see you. And I'm ignoring the chat room. I must chuck a few things here. So there's a couple of things I want you guys to do. I want you to acknowledge my Avengers. They're always in the chat room. They're always very supportive, especially Susie, especially Velvet. It's nice to see you here. And Velvet and Susie are actually supporters. They've joined my YouTube channel. It's only $1 a month. So if you want to support me, join my YouTube channel. That would be much ado. If you can handle donations, then go to my website. There's a make a donation if you want to support me in crypto. And also there's buy me a cup of coffee. We have lots of ways of you supporting me financially. And I need the money at the moment. I might need a lot of money if my timing's off. but we don't think so. Lots of good things happening sooner or later. But anyway, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to basically give you my introduction of this blog. I actually might have to just do a couple of fancy Nancy things here. That's it there. Now, it's a real windy day here where I live, and they've put warnings out and everything about the weather. So if I suddenly get blown away, you'll know where I went. Okay, so we've got a little bit of an introduction. You can see there's Stephen. He's even got my mug. He's bought some of my merch, which you can get off the website. So good on you, Stephen, for supporting me, but I'm not gonna look at you any different than I am looking at you there. Just saying, you've got my no scam mug in your hand. Oh my goodness. It's just the tricks you'll try to smooze people. Let's have a listen.
Imagine watching a career scammer smile into a camera, speaking with total confidence, convincing a fresh wave of victims to believe the same recycled promises that bankrupted the last batch.
Yeah, and you can see him, look, he's all poised to go there. Look at that. He's all ready to rock and roll. He's got his mic. He's got his studio. He's probably working out of the kid's bedroom. I don't know where he's working. I'm just making assumptions. But that's exactly what's happening.
That's exactly what happened during Stephen McCullah's AMA number 9, where he tried to breathe new life into his latest fantasy project, Grape, Grape3.com, the so-called iPhone of blockchain.
You know, Grape's been around for a few years. It's built on WordPress. Now, when I went there today, I'll just I don't know if I've got that opening on a new window. I probably haven't. So I went there, and look, this is his website. Now, this is a technology company. You know, this is going to be in the top 20 tokens. What does he say? That's his opinion. He often says that he's got legal advice. And when you go to the website, you can see this connection is not private. Attackers might be trying to steal your information from Grape3. So his own website, this warning, for example, passwords, messages, or credit cards, learn about this warning. And it says the certificate. Oh, look, it even comes up. Oh, I've never seen that before. So the certificate that he's got, issue, you need to go, Steve, you need to go back to RR3, was it R11? And it must be current date. So is that, oh, it's today. I don't know how that works. But anyway, so your certificate has got problems, mate. You don't even know how to set up your own certificate. Embedded the certificate unknown log. I could go advanced and bypass it because they tell you to do that a lot of time, but that's what happens when you go to his website. So this is a guy who's claiming that he's got AI so good that you can voice command AI to create you an app and it will build the app. It's just ridiculous. This is the dumbest person on the planet. Well, there's probably more, but just my opinion. He's the dumbest opinion on the planet.
I'm Danny de Hek, a New Zealand investigative journalist featured in the New York Times, Bloomberg, and The Guardian. For years, I've tracked and exposed international crypto and MLM frauds, saving victims from tens of millions in losses. I previously documented McCullah's failed ventures, Apollo Blockchain, Knox Wire, and LunaOne, where more than 11 000 investors lost their funds. Now he's back, repackaging the same lies under a new name, pretending it's innovation.
Right, so I might need to update. I think it's Apollo FinTech is what he used to call himself. He's changed it a few times and it's got, Anyway, so yes, so we've got more than 1,100 investors lost their funds. I think he said he tried to make them whole. I just got an email from Fourth Star. Fourth Star, was it Fourth Star? Yeah, fourthstar.com. And theoretically, even though Luna went bankrupt, he, even though it was owned as a DAO, when he tried to sue me, everyone was really surprised that he'd come out as the owner of LunaOne. And then he was trying to sue me for saying naughty things about him. And long story short is, I'm saying too much. It didn't work. I said again. I can't remember what I'm going to, it will come out of my mouth in a minute. But anyway, let's carry on.
In AMA number 9, McCullah promises astronomical liquidity, AI-generated apps, and exchange listings any week now. But once you strip away the jargon, it's pure pump and dump theatre, fantasy funding, invisible partners, and timelines that never arrive.
He's just trying to create hype. LunaOne did a pump and dump. Then once it all fell over, they sold what they thought they had to Fourth Star. So rather than the company going bankrupt that was owned by the people as a DAO, they sold that company to Fourth Star. Fourth Star still trying to get themselves off the ground now, claiming they're doing some sort of clever stuff. And it's just a continuation of the same stuff. And now they're telling people that their tokens are going to be worth something. So I think what happened, I could be wrong, that LunaOne basically said to everyone, we'll give you fourth star tokens. But what fourth star are is a crippled company with no legs. They're a stump, going nowhere with no money, with a whole lot of more old technology they're trying to get off the ground. And there's one guy called Greg that's trying to do a miracle. But at the end of the day, he's bought, in my opinion, stolen assets from the community to run his company. And we've done a video about that, and they didn't want that online, and they tried to get that offline. All day long, I try to keep my content online.
The same old playbook. McCullah's formula never changes. Announce an imminent mega launch, anchor a token price before there's a market, inflate excitement with fake partnerships and moving goalposts, vanish when investors start asking for receipts. AMA number 9 is just the latest rerun of that playbook, promising $100 million in liquidity, a mainnet next week, and AI miracles that don't exist.
Yeah, so they just continuously, if you've watched this guy long enough, every single video. So what I actually said to ChatGPT, you've got the transcript of the last video and the claims he was making. Compare it with one and the other. And so we can match up, because everything he says over here. So in between this, he said that the parasite Danny de Hek has stopped him from doing this week's AMA. So that's maybe his excuse for not doing what he said he was going to do the week previous. But if you go back weeks and weeks, this is AMA number 9, scattered over 2 YouTube channels, and it's the same playbook. He's just trying to create hype. And also you can tell, because people are putting comments under these videos that you see of him that are just made up bullshit. You know, saying, "Oh, it's so good to see you, the head of technology." This guy doesn't know the arse end of a computer, let alone the blockchain and all the false claims. Knox Wire, you know, and he's meant to be gold backed with no gold mines. He had pictures of a coal mine on one of his videos claiming it was a gold mine, and we found the original image which he was claiming was their gold mine, and it was a coal mine in India, not South Africa. They're just using images to make up shit.
Bottom line, Stephen's AMA number 9 repeats the same cycle. Push an imminent launch, hide specifics, float fantasy funding, dangle exchange adoption talk, and kick hard dates to next week. Nearly every material claim is A, contradicted by earlier AMAs, and the roadmap, B, unverifiable, or C, technically impossible.
Technically impossible. It's just it just goes on. So we're gonna listen to this the claim. So I've got them time stamped out just in case you really care. But if you've been following Stephen, this is actually theatre, and it's laughable. But I always like to back it up by his own words, because you know, like, I don't know if you watch Judge Judy, but she says, "How do you know when a child is lying?" And that's when their lips are moving. I don't know if that's Judge Judy actually, but it might be somebody else. Was it Judge Judy? I don't know, but I love Judge Judy. I wish she was just my auntie, grandma. She's awesome. But anyway, listen to this.
Won the $100 million free zone fairy tale AMA 9, 023442. Claims a treaty-based free zone will underpin $100 to $300 million in launch liquidity via land deal deposits investors supposedly control.
Now, this is crazy. So, right, so we'll look at the reality after we go through here, but let's have a wee look here. And Steve's always excited, and I did want to ask ChatGPT, because I get his video and I get the transcript, and I basically ask it to count how many times he says he's excited. Now, before we went live, we did actually text Ashley, Steve's wife, and we did also text Steve. And I know in Springfield, where they are, literally he could come on now and talk to us. So Steve, if you are watching this, you don't have to do AMAs. You can come straight onto the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avengers channel, and you can address the nation by clicking a button. You'll see join. You can go to my website, and there's a button there on the contact us where you can enter the studio. You're always welcome. So is Ashley as well. Even the kids, if you want. I don't mind. But let's get started, and let's listen to what he's all about this time.
All right, guys, so we have an incredibly fun AMA today. It is going to be exciting. You guys sit.
Oh, there we go. You got to listen to the incredible.
All right, guys, so we have an incredibly fun AMA today. It is going to be exciting. You guys sent in some of the best questions I've seen in a very long time. So I am personally Very excited to hit these, and without further ado, let's do exactly that. Number one, how will there be $100 million in liquidity at launch in Q4 if the free zone treaty isn't signed until 2026? That's
Great question.
a great question. So basically, our whole goal is to get that done, the free zone done before launch.
So that's a goal, not a commitment, or we're definitely going to do it. And there's no proof here. Remember this.
Because that's how we believe we can really keep that $100 per coin listing price. That's
We believe. Do you believe him? Sorry.
That's a big element of that. Now, I do believe in and of itself, the functionality that we're putting out before listing, like the ability to create, simple. Well, I mean, we're pushing really hard to put simple games out, as well as apps, and of course, like smart contracts. Basically, all using native language prompts. And hopefully in the most complex way possible.
Hopefully, language prompts, smart contracts, all those words that they use to get you excited about the future of, where technology is going. Steve's got it all under his umbrella.
Our whole goal is to do it better than anybody's ever done it before.
It was only our goal, guys. It was only our goal to do it. We didn't say we're actually going to do it, but we need your money just in case we pull this off.
To where you can just, in a few seconds, put in some those natural language prompts, a few sentences, and basically turn out, full workable programs.
Can you imagine that? Voice prompts. Hey, ChatGPT, create me an app that takes the washing off the line, puts it in the dryer for 5 minutes to soften it up, and then repeats the process every time my washing's dirty. And it will go away, create you an app just because you asked it to. Steve's got the technology to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
At least to be able to start beta testing.
The next week, he says, is a week away from launching it. He's just working with the developers that don't exist. But he's beta testing stuff. But, so many contradictions. If you want to sit here and watch these for hours, which is hard to do, it's just lies. And I'm actually sort of like, I don't know, addicted to watching them because it's just too unbelievable.
That's the whole goal of, that's our goal right now, is to get that out before and have that before listing and create demand using that, so that even, thousands of apps can be created in a very short amount of time.
Well, we're going to debunk that statement.
Which means the chain's being used, there's demand.
I think the only chain in Steve's life is Ashley's 4 children. I'm sure they have a chain bike. Remember those? I had a 3-wheeler. I could ride it on 2 wheels. But the only chain that I think Steve would be capable, and I even doubt this is true, of putting back on the bike is when your chain comes off. Remember when you were a kid and you had to tuck your sock inside your trousers, and then your trousers every now and again would get caught up in the chain, and then your chain would come off and you'd be... That's the only chain that Steve probably is capable of putting back on, and I even doubt that.
GRP is being used, GGT is being used. It's all working into an ecosystem that really does produce that demand that we need to hold a price like that. So that's the number one thing. Now, of course, the free zone, in my opinion, is like ice. In my opinion,
I got legal advice once, and they said, as long as you say, in my opinion, you don't get charged, because it's just your. But so this is, you might as well say, in my dreamy head.
On the cake, that is something that we were working extremely hard to.
If you're working hard, then you can take people's money in a scam. That's all. As long as you're working hard,
to finalize the funding to get it out this quarter. And we will continue to work extremely hard for that. So that's where the whole structure that we're working on right now, as far as the liquidity for land deal, that's where that kind of comes into play. So basically, us offering a certain amount of the land that we will be getting.
We will be getting. They don't have anything. They will be getting the land. They're going to get last time he was looking, he's going to start up his own country. That's something else I didn't mention. He is actually the president of the United Allied States. And he was literally flying around in a Learjet, which we looked like he took a business trip with Dad in a Learjet. And he made out that it was his Learjet. And they were flying around looking for land. And it was pretty impressive.
Basically, instead of taking a cash deposit, what we would do is allow people to put down some cash for liquidity that they even control. It's locked for a certain period of time, but they can come in and get it, eventually. But that would essentially take place instead of a deposit. And that's where that $100 million liquidity comes from. That figure. So that's also up in question. We could make that. We could potentially put on offer, 200, 300 million, plus, dollars in land, with that structure. So in $100 million isn't even like absolute, but it's something. It will be something around that we're going to offer, and that's going to be an offering. Essentially, to answer this question in full, yes, to get that structure, we will need the zone treaty signed. But think about this: even if we launch and no matter when we get that free zone, even if it was even right after launch or near launch, think about this: no matter when you get that liquidity that comes into the system, it's going to go up. So if you're somebody who is literally in it for not even the long haul, but even just the next few quarters, you're going to see the fruits of that, no matter whether, no matter if it's, immediately or if it happens, a couple months after, you're going to see the fruits of that. In any situation. But we will keep you updated.
That's all he does, is he keeps you updated. So going back to our blog, so that was the segment, the AMI, the claims of the treaty. But the reality is this, and I'm just going to read it so we don't spend all day here.
Reality: no jurisdiction, treaty, bank, or escrow defined free zone was first hyped as pre-listing icing on the cake, now delayed to 2026, but somehow essential to launch. Locked liquidity you control is a contradiction. If investors control it, it isn't locked. If it's locked, they don't. Classic float theater disguised as infrastructure.
Yeah, so if you use ChatGPT, which I do, with all my open source intelligence, the contradictions are just ridiculous. It says it, he's basically said they were going to list it before, but now it's going to be delayed to 2026. He's telling you that liquidity is locked, but in your control. I don't know about you, but when you go to the bank and you lock your money up in the safe, it's not in your control, is it? So it's a contradiction. So it absolutely gets crazy. So now the next one is the mainnet. So let's just have a listen to the claim that he's about to do, and we'll zoom up to that timestamp.
Mainnet always next week, AMA 9, 5/25/59. With this close, hoping by next week we can give the week of mainnet.
So we're this close. He's never got close to anything. So I've just put the URL to this blog. In the blog, you can actually click on Stephen McCullah and see all the articles that we've done about him. If you click on the AMA, you'll probably go to this video if he leaves it online. I'm surprised that he hasn't come up with the idea of taking the video offline that I'm playing while I'm trying to do this to stop me. That would be quite a good idea to do that, Steve. But anyway, so the mainnet stuff. So we're going to go back to here, and we're going to look at 5 minutes and 20. So let's just cruise on a little bit. 5:20. We'll go 5:15, and let's see where he's going to stay here. And this is all about he's hoping to close by next week.
Really, just to know, okay, and we're so stinking close to being able to put out an actual hard date for the mainnet right now. We're this close, and we will be able to put that out. I'm hoping by next week. I'll keep you guys updated, but I'm hoping by next week we can start to put out at least the the week or so that we believe we'll have that out by. And so that's going to be where things, in my opinion, get really exciting. You have that announcement date, that hard announcement date. And that's, that obviously will get a lot of people excited, for the mainnet. Then next for the AI features, probably, and then, this AI partnership that we have, and then final.
Partnership with who? It's just, you just can't make this shit up. He never talks about names, and then he did mention names once, and then we contacted him. They didn't know who the hell he was. Next minute, he says to everyone, "We can't use names because they go and investigate what we're saying," and that's why they never use any names. It's just ridiculous. So if we go back to here, we're close and hoping to next week. So the contradictions just in that statement alone.
Contradiction. Earlier AMA said Q4 2025 and claimed they were ahead of schedule. Months later, still no repos, explorers, audits, or benchmarks. Just the same dangling carrot.
Yeah, if you like carrots, it's really, really good. Now, this one here, we won't be able to show you on the real live, but you can watch it yourself. We've got a timestamp at 1 minute in, 2 minutes in, 15 minutes in, and 18 minutes in. And this is what they basically says: AI-generated apps, games, and smart contracts.
Promises thousands of apps, LinkedIn-level websites, and games written from natural language prompts by year-end.
Yeah, so by the year end, so we've got 2 months, mates. It will never happen. Nothing ever happens, and there's no proof of anything happening. There's no proof of developers. There's absolutely crickets when it comes to that sort of stuff. And the fact that he sits in this room, and this is his 9th AMA, and you can't see anyone. Like, where are these developers? What country are they based? Are they based in America? If they're based in America, why don't we do a video walkthrough of the offices where the developers work, Steve? Eh? Or if they're based in India, why don't we say they're based in India? Or if they're based in wherever you might be living one day, Dubai, crazy.
Reality. No demos, partners, or technical evidence. Auto-generating smart contracts without human review isn't safe. Claiming enterprise-grade sites from prompts is absurd.
Absurd, right. So token margins shaping, what is it? I can't even read my own words. Let's have a listen.
Token migration shape shifting. AMA 9, 7/18/852 now says migration will be seamless and decentralized.
Right, so let's go listen to this claim. We'll flip over to that screen. Here we go.
GRP on that mainnet whenever we launch that. Now, here is some exciting news, and this is where things get really, really fun, in my opinion. So,
in my opinion,
the devs, and we are really close to mainnet. And what does that mean? That means we're going to be basically instead of going from our course with GRP, our Ethereum based ERC20 chain token to a Binance chain or smart chain token. We're just going to go directly into mainnet. So that is fun. Because honestly, who wants to go from, Ethereum to Binance and then Binance to mainnet? We don't need to do that. And that was I'm actually knocking out another question with this. But essentially, we will be going directly from where we're at right now with both. So KNX and GGT will both be able to go directly into mainnet, and then GRP will be able to go directly into mainnet. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a system to where anybody who actually has it in the wallet can literally just go and move it over to that mainnet. So you can, it'll just be a decentralized process that'll be really super seamless and super easy and super, it'll just be simple. So then anybody who has it on the buy site or the staking site will get that configured manually, and we'll get you guys taken care of. So nobody is going to be left behind.
Oh, nobody's going to be left behind. Oh my God. Well, Susie just summed it up really well. Stephen, shut up. Okay. So, earlier, this is what he said about the same thing.
Manual, custodial swaps on a timer, send to us, we send back. Reality.
Right. So the reality of what he's just said?
No audited bridge, no Merkle proofs, no vesting plan, just new wording to disguise the same control.
Right. And number 5, because we've got 10 points in total, I think.
5 GGTGRP merge confusion keeps toggling between separate coins and merge tokens. This ticker churn muddies accountability while preserving his control over minting and swaps.
Yeah, who's the majority token holder, eh? Because that's what it's all about, pumping and dumping. And then he's going to whip out the carpet from anyone that's silly enough to put their money into anything that Stephen does. You know, and also I don't understand merging of tokens. I don't understand how that works. You know, and I don't even understand how that fits some of the white papers that these companies claim they have. I mean, if we looked at his website, well, we can't look at his website because his website hasn't got a secure certificate. Oh my God, this can't make this shit up. Oh my goodness, look, I'll take out the HTTP part. I can't even go to your website, Stephen. Your WordPress website's down. Look, how do I know it's WordPress? Let's have a wee look. WP hyphen. Let's see if it comes up. No, I can't even get to your website. It's unsecure. This is your connection is not private. And look, your certificate's all stuffed up. Look at this. Oh my God, your certificate. Is that your secure certificate there, Stephen? Or is that your crypto wallet addresses? Oh, how exciting. So, mate, if you need me to fix it, mate, let me know. I'm pretty good on fixing up WordPress websites. My website's on WordPress, but oh my goodness. And maybe you should spend some more time creating some more articles about Danny, sort of less time creating articles about Danny de Hek and how he's ruining your life and the like. And stop registering domain names. We've got better things to do than shut down these websites all the time. And I tell you what, they're not talking about you. Nobody comes to mind. So keep toggling between separate coins and all that. We've had that one, number 6. Let's have a listen. Oh, what's that one there?
6 EVM compatibility versus performance hype claims Grape is both EVM standard and faster than anything ever built.
Woo.
EVM parity doesn't equal new consensus performance. No specs, no design papers, only slogans.
Yeah, so this is what I do, Stephen. I get in here and I look at your AMAs and I go, oh my God. I was actually listening to you, Stephen, because I'm talking to you now, on the way home in the car last night after going for a doggy walk. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes of my life driving home listening to Stephen. And you just start to drone, mate. You're just annoying. I can't even listen to the whole video. But if you want to go listen to it, this is the dribble that you're going to listen to. And I'm not going to. So Knox Wire Resurrection. Oh my God, this is so funny.
7 Knox Wire Resurrection says he'll reset up Knox Wire on Grape for cross-border
Please
settlement.
don't.
Knox Wire previously had no verified bank partners or rails. Recycling a failed brand isn't innovation.
It's just a name. And Knox Wire was a, you know, like it was something that popped up near the end of Apollo FinTech. And it was like a blockchain that it didn't even, it hasn't, didn't, nothing that Stephen has ever done has actually eventuated. Nothing. The only thing he did was manage to list a token and build a whole lot of hype, hiring the runway guys, claiming that LunaOne was owned by a DAO. And then when he tried to sue me in the New Zealand High Court, he claimed that LunaOne was his company. And everyone that thought they were part of a DAO were sitting there going, oh my God, I didn't know. I thought we owned the company. And Stephen here's trying to sue me, saying he's the owner of the company. That was the funniest thing ever. And, you know, technically speaking, when you get served by a lawyer, you're meant to sit there looking at it going, oh my God, what do I do? I don't. I just get there. If you want to be dumb enough and represent a scammer and you're a lawyer, I will publicize the fact that your law company is idiots by don't do it. How much research do you need to do on a guy? Let's just go back to when he was 20. I think he's 35 now. So when he was 23, this guy did a Kickstarter campaign. This is public knowledge to go hunt for live dinosaurs and dog-sized tarantulas. I can't get the name of the spider, but those big spiders, right? So this guy has already been proven a scammer at the age of 23. So then I'm going to go represent him because I will take scammer money. The guy, it'll cost him, we were told this guy to put $150,000 in a slush fund for when he loses the New Zealand High Court case. That's what we told him he needed to do. He goes, oh, it's a pretty, it's nipped in the butt, this one. We don't need to spend 6 weeks with jury. I'd done 10 hours of videos about this guy, exposing all the scams he'd done. He'd bought himself a fake country. He's the president of the United Allied States. As I said, a game that paid gold. He did a giveaway where he gave away 2 sports cars, $1 million worth of crypto, and $1 million worth of gold. And when they went to tell everyone about it, the person that won it, no one ever owned up to winning it. And what they won was the 2 sports cars. What happened to the $1 million worth of gold he claimed he was going to give away? What happened to the $1 million worth of crypto he's going to give away? We see this time and time again. There's a company at the moment called StepChain, and they're giving away $1 million worth of rewards every month. But what is a reward? Well, it's a whole lot of their token. And if they make it big, their tokens are going to be worth something, and then that's going to be worth $1 million. If it's $1 million is mentioned, it's not dollars, is it? It's a worth of a token. So you should say, we're going to give away, I don't know, 10,000 such and such tokens. That should be what you say, but they don't. They say, we'll give away $1 million. We get your terminology right. If you're going to start playing crypto, then don't mention $1 million, because what you're doing is you're trying to get people who have real money, fiat money, to invest with USDT into your crony platforms, because this guy is a scammer. This is who he is, and this is what he does for a living. And, the fact that he even tried to fight back when he had scammer money to do so is ridiculous. Now he reckons he's a washed-up scammer. He's put everything into this business, and he's now got his wife working at a hairdressing salon, trying to make a living. I bet he's living off the wife. Ashley's got 4 children, his new wife. She's probably trying to make ends meet, and she's probably banking him or bankrolling him, hoping that he's going to make it big because he's such a compulsive liar. Imagine living with a guy. Imagine sleeping with a guy like that every night, knowing that your new husband that you married on the 10th of the 3rd or the 19th of the 3rd, whatever it was this year, has got a history of scamming people. And he's going to be your family, because you've got 4 children, Ashley, and you've married Stephen. And now you're finding out the truths about your husband, and you're scrubbing yourself from the internet. Why are you doing this to yourself?
895% positive on CoinMarketCap boasts about a 95% rating, but cites no listing or methodology. Ratings can be brigaded. Adoption is measured by transactions and dev activity. Both equals 0.
Sorry, let's do that. I was trying to get rid of somebody who's trying to sell me fake views. I do want to take that phone call, but I can't. Let's don't know that phone number. United States. Hold on, I'm just going to do a screenshot on that. Screenshot. Alrighty, hold up. We just got a phone call coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to ask my investigators to figure out who that is. Let's have a listen. Let's see what we got. We'll get him, and we'll get. So there we go. And also, Susie, I've just got a message. Do you think you can figure out who that phone number is? Because they're trying to ring me right now. It's probably Stephen trying to ring me. Anyway, just have a look at that. I'll just see. I'll keep. What have we got? I'm sorry, I'm catching up with my messages. Sometimes I have to announce stuff. Restaurant. That's good. Look at that. Good. Everything's going as planned. I love the Avengers. We are awesome, man. There's lots of good stuff is happening at the moment. It's quite exciting. Anyway, we'll see who's tried to ring me. When I get phone numbers ringing me, look, if you are watching this and you have tried to ring me right now, you can actually come on backstage, and you can actually come on the screen now. So if that was you trying to ring me, Stephen McCullah, you're more than welcome to come on stage, and I'd love to interview you. I've even got interview buttons ready to go here. Screen share, shipping, screen share, Telegram. Yeah, I have got an interview. Main me plus. Yeah, I've got it all set up for an interview if you want. I can't remember what button it is, and I don't really want to click the wrong button, but let's click the wrong button anyway because I can't help myself. Main one. Yeah, that's an interview one. So that would be quite good, that. So if I get that ready to rock and roll, so let's see if I can do that. Let's see where we got that chat room screen. So if I come here and I go debunking YouTube Chrome, I think that's going to be it there. Hold on, I have to make sure right one. What one have I got? I think it's going to be that one there. Yeah. See? So what I need now is somebody to come in here and they can see, and we can debunk it together. So that was you ringing me, Steve. There's a button in the chat room, and there's also, you can go to my website. Look, I'll even show you, mate. Don't go to the website you set up for me. Go to my one. So what you have to do, instead of going to De Hek Co, go to dehek.com, and then when you're on my website, you go to the contact us button, and it's got enter the studio, and that's how you get in here. And if you go to enter the studio, you will see a button like this, and you can see that that's just screwed up my camera. So now I need to fix that because it's taken hold of my camera. Naughty, naughty camera. Put that back like that, and let's see if I go back. Let's go there. There I go. Look at me. There I am on the screen. I'll just fix that up. Oh, it's actually been naughty on my screen. But anyway, that's how you get in the studio if you want to join me. Now, something's gone wrong here with my one of my cameras, so I have to fix that up now. The things you have to do when you're live on the internet. Look at me. I'm all out of proportion. That's better. Alrighty. Okay. So, yes. So, by all means, come on stage and we can go through the Grape. Or actually, you might want to fix up your secure certificate before you come on stage if that was you, mate. But anyway, just letting you know. Alrighty, so let's go back to the AI partners, dev meetings, and current exchanges. Never named a single one. Announce the existence and announces zero receipts. So that's the deal with Christopher, not Christopher, that's another guy. That's the deal that happens with Stephen. Everything he claims, he doesn't mention any names, nothing. There's no developer team. There's nothing. There's no proof. There's no photos. There's no, hello, meet Jimmy from the development. He's my head developer. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Tanny government and banking utopia promises instant citizenship, corporate registration, and banking via an 11 department e-government once the treaty's signed. No country, no regulator, no infrastructure. Pure fantasy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like whatever he's smoking. No, was it whatever drugs he's on? Please give me some because I must make him feel like he's in a happy place when he lies all the time.
11 price anchoring Reborn claims a $100 per coin listing price, despite earlier light papers listing $25 and tariffs locks. Markets discover prices. Promoters who set them are manipulating sentiment.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So this is basically look. I'm not going to put you through the pain of sitting here listening to this guy, but what I can do is we could do this. This might be a good. Let's go to let's go there. Let's go to playback speed. Let's do 4, and let me give you a basic summary. Here we go.
Basically just know about being pricing that 2 period. We have there will have customers open, and it'll be just like I said, seamless, easy, simple. Okay, next question. We got the free zone, and basically saying we'll give us a corporation citizenship, private infrastructure, possibly, right, essentially in 2026. Absolutely. I mean, as soon as we do get that deal through, we go directly, and we have e-government software, and we can play with going behind that. But the government software ecosystem is part of the government all set up, and we basically work through that, and we'll have that citizenship system for people who don't apply. We'll have steps necessary, all the documents that you'll need, all that, and then we'll have the ability for you to set corporations. As soon as we have that free sign, we'll be able to do that kind of thing. Will bank services be available in 2026? Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, that's the goal. That's absolutely the goal. And what exchange available. That is one of the exciting things for me, for myself, is the ability to make deals with foreign exchanges with, I mean, not selling your own stuff. I mean, that's fun, but like getting other crypto projects involved with, in my opinion, what I think would be one of the exciting places in crypto. I mean, for crypto, AI, our whole goal is to make this thing absolutely and totally, it's just perfect wonderland for both currency, AI, and just the incubation of, and the innovation of. So just getting those companies involved, the currently in places like Shell, Bitmart, or Hong Kong, and just getting them like a safe place, a safe zone, a safe direction. They know they're taking care of the like a team. Basically, they'll be luxury in this spot and treated very well. That's the whole game. And then let's see, see what your perspectives on potential replacement Swift with Grape for cross-border investing and so on. So that's something definitely post zone. What I'm hoping to do is Knox Wire, Knox Wire, utilizing Grape as a chain itself, and then we'll basically open up for the software transactions using our messaging system for cross-border transactions for businesses, for banks, and for financial institutions. Absolutely.
Alrighty, I think you get the idea. Now, if you seriously want to listen to that, you'd actually have to put me on 4 times. I put that with 4 times speed. But you know, like I got it. You know, like after listening to this guy waffle on for so long, it's sort of a hard case, really. You just sort of can't listen to him anymore. But let's just listen to another 1 minute. Don't get me carried away, okay?
That's part of the goal we have right now, and it's part of the plan. So it's all working together. Just getting that seamless cohesion set up for businesses to operate in an international jurisdiction that just has everything that they need. They can plug into our financial system. They can utilize just all of the licensing that we would have to do things like make international payments and all of the above, to trade currency.
So technically speaking, we have photos of African people holding up signs saying that they've used his payment gateway. So now he's still setting that up, even though they made claims that it was operational. Knox Wire, I think it was. So it's fantastic. Maybe we can, my other videos, if you click on Stephen McCullah, you'll find the other videos. But it's just unreal. It is so unreal to hear the lies and the contradiction. This guy, if you wrote out every word and put it into AI, which I literally do, and then ask for all the contradictions, you can't actually say them. Even like I can't repeat the contradictions that AI tell me to say because they're too unbelievable that somebody would actually say them.
currency and all that. So next is what will happen to Uniswap? Will they automatically go to the new GRP address, or will Uniswap be discontinued? So actually, so this is kind of the next evolution of what we're working to do. So we are going to be on.
Who's we?
So we're like an EVM standard. Like we're basically building something that operates sort of like a layer 2.
We're building something that sort of operates like layer 2. I mean, what the hell? Oh, look, I can't watch anymore, nor should you. So let's have a bit of a summary of what we've learnt from, and we're looking forward to your next AMA, Steve. It's going to be a hoot. Hope I'm going to be mentioned. Give me a mention.
Quick rebuttal summary. Liquidity fairy tale. $100 million, $300 million land collateralized free zone, no treaty, no bank, no escrow. Dates always next week. Mainnet perpetually just around the corner. AI hype with zero code. LinkedIn level websites this quarter. Not a line of proof. Swap story keeps changing. From manual swaps to trustless and seamless. No contracts released. And named partners. AI partner. Dev meetings. Current exchanges. None verified. Regulatory cosplay. Promised eGov and banking in 2026 with no jurisdiction. Old scams, new wrapper. Knox Wire rebadged. CMC chest beating. 95% positive equals marketing, not metrics.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Right, new scam zones. All right, so why it matters that we're doing and we're exposing this. So this is important information, I believe. If you want to get your money back, you gotta do the research. I mean, I just got stalked by a guy that wants to drop off documents to arrest me for 10. He's been stalking me for about 15 days, and he got me again yesterday. And he won't even tell me his name. But if you want your money back, you might have to do some old-fashioned investigation and find out where your money actually is. Now, Stephen claims he's got no money and he's a washed-up scammer because he's gone through a divorce and he's probably trying to get visitation rights to his children. And his ex-wife, if you are watching this and you want to reach out to us and tell us about your husband, we would love to speak to you and we would welcome you with open hands. But his new wife is so far trying to scrub herself from the internet so that she can protect herself because she's just realized that she's married a scammer and she's got 4 children. And she's a hardworking lady because no one who has their own, well, it seems like, well, maybe it's bankrolled by Stephen, her own salon hasn't worked hard. And she must be entrepreneurial. And that's got my thumbs up. But if you've married a scammer, that's going to get a bit sad, isn't it?
McCullah continues to exploit the same investor base he burned during LunaOne's collapse, handing victims worthless credit tokens as hush payments for projects that will never launch. After divorcing and moving back to Missouri, he is now married Ashley McCullah, a hair salon owner from the Betty, and is using this new marriage and image to appear legitimate while quietly rebooting the same scams under the Grape, Grape3.com banner. The pattern is identical: recycled promises, fake liquidity, and a trail of victims left chasing money that will never return.
Yeah, you never get your money back. I had a guy yesterday who's lost $2,500 in a scam that's hit New Zealand by storm, and he had made he's got told by the person in his upline that he needs to wait to Sunday for his money to double. So I said, "Oh, how long have you had your money in there?" I thought he said 8 months. He said 4 weeks. So he's put $2,500 into one of these platforms. It's Unix CX, Suze, if you remember that one. So he's put 2,500 into a platform. He has to log in. This is not the same. He has to log in every day, twice, and say hello to a guy called the Professor. And there's another lady in there called Lisa. And if you don't do that, they kick you out of the WhatsApp group and you can't get your money off the platform because the WhatsApp group allows you to get into the app that allows you to get in to reinvest money. So now he wants to get his money out. And he said, "Oh, well, they told me to wait till Sunday, but I don't know how to do it." He got instructed how to put the money in, but never instructed on how to get his money out. So now he thinks, or he doesn't think actually, he just wants his principal out. I told him, don't take out more money than you put in because I'll come after you. Take out your principal, keep the receipts, and then, leave the platform alone. You've been part of a scam. And then he tells me that his upline, he's seen receipts of this guy who's got $40,000 or $50,000. This guy that introduced him to it was a family friend. And then he tells me that the guy has actually resigned from the place he worked and he's doing this full time. And I said, I want that information. So once he gets his money back, if he gets his money back, we will have another video update on that. This same company has been flagged by the New Zealand FMA, and they have had over 200 domain names, removed, and they're coming out like flies, and they report each one. And yeah, so it's disgusting what we see, but this is what happens with these guys. I mean, Stephen might be just in a pump and dump opportunity, and technically speaking, I could start up my own token. I could come out here as an influencer and say, hey guys, you should get the de Hek token. Actually, I really would like this de Hek token. And then I'm going to go to the moon. I'm going to become the biggest YouTuber. CoffeeZilla move over. Was it Jim Browning move over? Patrick Ben David move over. I'm coming through, and you guys just need to buy my tokens, because one day my tokens are going to be worth gazillion dollars, and you can all be millionaires because you supported me before I got famous. That's probably technically not really wrong, but the chances of me becoming the #1 YouTuber in the world probably might be a bit of a stretch. But this guy claims that his tokens are going to be in the top 20 tokens in the world in 6 months. Now, if he can't get his website certificate going on his WordPress website, what do you think the chances of that? So why would somebody be allowed to sit in front of a camera and make such an unsubstantiated claim? The public deserves to see through the cycle of deception. Grape isn't a revolution. It's LunaOne 2.0 with a new coat of paint. And, how do I do these investigations? Well, I'm talking to Stephen. As I said earlier on, you don't see all the stuff behind the scenes. You don't see me getting the abuse. You don't see me fighting copyright strikes. I've had 5 copyright strikes in the last 2 weeks. I've already won one completely, and the video has gone back online. These people are setting up websites, videos. These videos are now being used in court cases, claiming that they're legitimate. Anyone that wants to quote from these videos in a court case, you better do your research who actually authored them. It wasn't me. And people are setting up websites to discredit me. I write to these companies. I've hashnode.developers. We've written to these websites. And look, so this is interesting because it looks like they've actually taken those off. So I'm just going to have a quick look at those. So why would they take the content off and leave the website up? I just didn't notice this, but I'm just having a wee look now. So there's 2 other articles. All right. So, there. So I've actually complained. So these are all been removed, but they haven't taken the, so there you go. There's a victory. So we do complain. Oh, that one needs to be another one I need to do. So there's all these, so that's fantastic. But this is the, so there's 3, are they the same? So there's 3 of these blogs that are still need to remove, and all the rest have been removed. But you have to wonder why these hosting companies don't just simply remove the whole thing. So here we go here. Look at that. It looks like it's been taken down, but they forgot to take the 2 other articles off. So maybe they're on a different, there, that's quite cool. So there you go. That makes my day. So all these here, we need to ask them now to take off this page. So these 3 blogs are what's left. So that will give me some homework to do. So I do care about people writing bad things about me. I feel like I'm doing the work of, I feel like I'm doing, I feel like I'm doing, well, not God's work, but I am doing the work of helping people fight these scammers. So when I see people set up these websites, and you've got 187 subscribers and 13 videos, it sort of is like unfair. Like, I don't make up shit. I don't need to make up shit. These guys are making up shit that I'm something to do with OneCoin. And then Stephen's latest attempt. Look, this one actually went out today. So this is the type of content. So these are all, this is him doing a campaign against us. This is Stephen McCullah has done this video.
Outrage. Ban. Donations. Repeat.
Some say it's a playbook. We call it a question.
Is this justice or just a business model? We track timelines, posts, and public statements. Allegations only, verified sources linked. Subscribe for the full investigation series.
Outrage.
Yeah, so this is the sort of stuff I get. So I'm asking for donations. Is that wrong? Can I not make a full-time career out of doing this? If I ever made a millionaire, I can swear now I won't tell you, but there will be signs. I stole that from the black sheep guy. But this is the type of videos that he set up. Now, if I'm going to report this to YouTube, what can I say about this video? Nothing, because it's not defamation, it's just opinion. And that's okay, because Stephen's learned all about opinion. But the guy that set this up called Fake Journalists, so you can see that name there. So fakejournalist.net, we've had that website removed. So now he's set up dehek.com. And he's publishing all these videos. So this is a guy that has tried to sue me in the New Zealand High Court, gone through a divorce, moved back to Missouri, found himself a beautiful new wife that's got 4 children, who's probably really innocent in all this. And now she's realized she's married a scammer. And now I've got screenshots here from his own phone telling me that he will pay me $5,000 if I remove these videos about him. He's already filed a discontinuance in the New Zealand High Court. And also we've been, there's a university in New Zealand doing a paper on what happened to me. It was a landmark case. It cost me $36,600 to defend myself against Stephen McCullah. The High Court judge, even though it was awarded in our favour, said that we spent too much time defending ourselves for a $3.85 million lawsuit. And he awarded us $27,500 towards our legal fees. And then Legal Aid, who was picking up my tab, the New Zealand taxpayer, contacted me and asked me where Stephen lives. And I didn't know where he lived, as if he was going to pay the $27,500. So I don't have to pay it. So then my lawyers wrote to Legal Aid and said, well, Danny doesn't have any money. So they capped it at $5,000. And now I have to pay $15 a week from my personal bank account to pay the $5,000 off at $15 a week, $60 a month. I don't know, that's a $60 a month. Ooh, hold it. So if I go $60 a month times 12 times 60, so that's 720. So now I go $5,000 divided by 720. So in 7 years' time, I won't have to pay that $15 a week. That's interest-free as well. But my point is, I don't care about paying the $15 a week. But what I do care about is the fact that I get to name and shame these individuals who run or promote Ponzi schemes and scams. If my voice is strong and I'm saying things that you can't, I'm happy with that. If you've got any whistleblower information about Stephen, Goliath Ventures, another guy I won't mention, but any information at all about any scams, then reach out to us. I mean, we use open source intelligence. We don't make shit up. We go through people's Instagrams. What did we get today? So I'm going to actually see if I can bring all right, so let's see if we can bring one of these in here. So this is something we got. Is that going to work? I don't know if it is. Let's have a wee look. I'm just going to go like that. Oh yeah, I might be able to do it. So we've got spies. So this is this is it. This is quite funny. Well, I don't know if you've got a sense of humor, but this one here, this is Christopher Diego. Am I saying that right? Probably not. His McLaren. I thought it was a yellow Lamborghini. So it was an orange McLaren dropping his children off at school this morning. I mean, what's the chances of us getting intel like that? And we've got literally I don't know, the paparazzi must be there. But we also, Steve Davis, what are you doing there? I think he's even, I won't put the photo up that we've got because it will probably give away our photographer. But yeah, it's just weird, like we have spies. So we're here to do the work that you guys can't do. So people keep saying to me, what can I do to help? Well, join my YouTube channel. Hit the join. Dialgo. Why can't I say his name? Del Arga. So I can't even say it. So Del Argo. I don't know why I can't say that. So, yeah, I just can't pronounce those words. So I just call him Christopher. Christopher, mate. Here's another one. So there's now Steve Davis is meant to be an ex-fireman, I believe. And he's sitting here Googling over Christopher's car and why Christopher's gone away to drop his kid in at school. We've got spies out there. I might even have some more photos I can show you in a minute. Oh, I see. Oh, so they're actually at a party here. We're doing what do they call that? Smoking the turkey. Oh, I will bring up another photo. Where is it? I'll see if I can get this one on the screen. So yeah, so their lawyers are stalking me to drop off papers that aren't lawyer letters, just intimidation letters. So that's Steve Davis, who's on the. So we go to it's Goliath Ventures, and they've taken off the login screens, so you can't get into the back end of the admin. So Steve Davis is in here somewhere. There he is. So there's Steve Davis. He's the director of administration, and then as you saw, there's there he is looking at the car. So we've got you, mate. What else can I show you that might be interesting? Let's see what else we've got. Yes. What do we got? Oh my goodness. We've got. So this is hard case. So this is how you park your car. I'm just going to do another one here. That's the restaurant. What's happening at the restaurant? Oh, I see. Wasn't the restaurant ringing me though, was it? So here we go. This is how you park your car. I mean, he's living the dream, isn't he? He's living the dream. I couldn't do it. So you defraud people, you take all their money, and then you drive around in flash cars, showing that you've managed to scam people and no proof of anything you're doing. How ridiculous is that? And there you go. So whoever's cars they are, it must be a thing you do when you park them sideways. That's so you can get them out. I've never seen people park their car sideways. That's why I'm a bit. Oh, did you ask if that's his car? Well, there's a certain thing that gives it away. Can you? Isn't that his name? It's his McLaren, isn't it? Am I reading that wrong? Maybe it's not. Is that D-A? Oh, see, I read that as Diego, but I'm dyslexic. Florida, but that's meant to be his car. No, that was a scammer call. Oh, thank you very much. No, that was a scammer. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. So we've got intel coming in. Thanks very much to my Avengers. That's brilliant. Let's have a look. Agent found. Should I ring that number back, Suze? Do you reckon I should ring that number back and see what's happened, eh? I'll see what they are. We'll find out. We got rang a few minutes ago, and I'm going to see if we. I'm going to find. Let's have a look. Copy. Oh no, we're not going to do that. Oh no, wrong number. Hold up, 1 minute, please, caller. Should we ring him back? Oh, you don't think it's his car? Oh, it might be wrong. Oh, so that might be Steve's car. So all these guys that work for Steve-O. Where's my mouse gone? Hold it. Sorry, I've lost my mouse. Oh, there it is. All these people that work for Steve-O has these cars, so we could be wrong there. Anyway, as I said, if you want to find out more about the video with Stephen McCullah, you can click on Stephen McCullah on the blog. Okay, I asked for Joe. All right, let's do this. There it is there. So let's see if I'm just going to see if I can get that phone number. 1 minute, please, caller. I'll just get this phone. What we do, we might ring up somebody. I just need to phone number, WhatsApp. I need to put that phone number in my special place. And 1 second, please, caller. Was it +1? We'll see if they've got WhatsApp. A lot of the people that ring me on WhatsApp. So I'll just see if we can do WhatsApp. Now, Bob's going to be asking me who that person is on WhatsApp. Let's go here, that, and let's see if they're on WhatsApp. Yes. Okay. Oh, no, they're not. They're not on WhatsApp. So I will try sending the message on iMessage. If they've got iMessage, then I'll ring them on that. Let's have a look. We want to go iMessage. Let's see if they've got an iPhone. No iPhone. Ring me again. Feel free to ring me. I'm available to talk now. All right, send them a text and see what happens, eh? And then, but at the moment they don't have, and I'm not going to do a toll call because it costs me heaps. And it's Joe, is it? No, it's not on WhatsApp, so that's quite cool. Anyway, while that's happening, I thought we would have a bit of fun. We'll shut down everything that's happened. So let's just give a summary on this so I can call this off at the end. So I am Danny de Hek. I'm an investigative journalist based in New Zealand. I do things that a lot of people can't do. I name and shame individuals that I believe, and I have open source intelligence with, are running Ponzi schemes, large-scale Ponzi schemes and scams, and I basically name and shame them. And that's what I do. So if you want to support me, rather than saying, what can I do to help, join my YouTube channel. And I've got 12 people who've joined my YouTube channel at the moment. But in saying that, I do get support. A lot of my support comes from my own Avengers, and I really want members of the public. People have offered me all sorts of things at the moment, especially with the Goliath Ventures Inc. stuff. Even Goliath Ventures Inc. have offered me $150,000 around about, if I negotiate a deal with them. It'd be like, no thanks, no deal. So what I'm saying, if you are watching my video and you want to support me, you can go into my YouTube channel, just click join under this video, pay $1 a month, and that will keep me happy. And then I can say I've got 13 people who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I know it's a bit of a pain trying to find out how to subscribe. A lot of people watch me on the big screen, but that's how you can help me. Just a little bit of money coming in regularly, and I might be able to build a career out of this. So let's have a bit of fun anyway. So that's me. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.